Okay, another common issue that you can run into with a little bit older Lambo is the front nose lift system has a return line, but on that return line there is a rubber hose that's power steering, and that power steering hose can get hard and brittle over time and cause a leak. When that happens, you lose all your power steering fluid and the car's undrivable. So I'm going to make a DIY video today on how to replace that hose. Okay, I've already kind of started this process. I took it off once, but I put it back together just to show you what you need to do to be able to access the return hose that needs to be replaced on the front nose lift. So the first thing you need to do is remove the seal that goes all the way around the front bonnet. And that just kind of pulls right up. And then the next thing we need to do is just behind here, there's a couple of 8mm bolts. So you just undo those, take this light out, it just kind of pulls out, it's got a clip. So you can pull the light off, and then on the inside of this, there's another clip that you undo to pull the light bulb off with it. So we'll undo these 8mm and we'll pull that panel off. And then behind that panel is where we access the rubber hose. Okay, here you can see the back side of that clip. So we just have to squeeze this, and we can pull this clip out and get the light off. Can't really do it with one hand, so I'll get that taken care of, and I'll pull the panel out. Here's that panel that I pulled out, and it's getting old. So some of the adhesive has kind of started to let the carpet lift, and I have some carpet adhesive. So I'm just gonna clean that up and spray some carpet adhesive on it and get it back to new. Alright, this is what it looks like under the panel there. And the hose that we're talking about is just right back here. It's really difficult to see. Grab my light here. There's just a black hose right down there. Let's see if we can't get more light. That black hose right there at the bottom. That hose just needs to be unclamped, pulled off. And you're going to lose a little bit of power steering fluid, but it won't be that much. Just make sure that your nose is down when you're doing this. There's also a bleed valve right there, so you can bleed off some pressure right there first so you don't lose quite as much fluid. Okay, it's pretty difficult to see, but that band clamp up there is the one that I loosened. You can see it's seeping a little bit. That's the hose that we want to take off and remove. I put the car up on the lift so that I could get to it and access it a lot easier. Okay, so I got the old hose off, and as you can see up in there, that's where the new hose needs to attach to. Just right here, and then there's another nipple right here on the other side. So we just have to push the new hose on with the hose clamps and clamp it down, and we should be good. I had to cut it. I just made a slice along the edge to be able to get it off. So getting the new hoses on is quite a chore. But it's worth it. Once it gets back on, everything will work good and we'll be good to go. Alright, while I was under the car, I kind of inspected everything. I had a couple rivets that were kind of not holding on anymore, so I replaced those. Looked up and down the car pretty much everywhere, and everything looks pretty good. You can see the new brake ducting that I had installed recently. Looks like we're ready to go. Okay, so we've got everything completely put back together, and now it's time to test and make sure it all works properly. Just go ahead and push the nose lift button, and there she goes. Alright, while I was doing the return line, I also decided to flush the entire power steering system. And I've noticed in doing both of those things, the front nose lift works a lot quicker. So it seems like it was definitely a maintenance issue that needed to be taken care of, and hopefully this helps for anybody that might need to do the same thing. It's a pretty simple process, but it does take some effort. So good luck, and hope it works. Take care.